Om. Om. Everyone. Just to recollect what we were discussing last week, Swami has introduced the concept that the Bhakti Marga, the Karma Marga, and the Jnana Marga, the three rivers, the holy rivers, and the merger of all of them is the ultimate state we have to attain. And Swami equates that to the Triveni Sangamam, which everyone uses as a pilgrimage spot. While discussing that, we talked about devotion. And there was one question which Pani Aunty had asked. I said we will discuss it this week because there was not sufficient time. I will repeat the question and Aunty can say whether, I remembered the question adequately. I think the question relates to finding divinity within us as a first step for finding the divinity in others and everywhere around us. And Swami, that's what Swami wants us to get to. And Maniyanti said there are many challenges. It's not an easy thing to attain, and we may require many lifetimes. And she also said, how can we get to that point? I think that those were the related questions which Aunty had asked. Aunty, I don't know whether I have covered. Yes.
You have covered everything. What are the challenges one faces to recognize the divinity in us first? So the challenges, the difficulties which we which come across as we have to, I think I wanted everybody to contribute to this idea. Each one how he or she finds it to find out that divinity.
Thank you very much, Aunty. So I will open the discussion up. Anyone who would like to volunteer to list answers to responses to the questions which Aunty has asked based on their own efforts, their own discovery in the path of their path to spirituality. Saira.
Please come forward with your ideas so that each of us can learn from you people. Why there is silence?
Sister Shivani is.
Shivani.
Thank you very much, Sister Shivani. Please go ahead.
So the question is, what are the challenges one will face or one might be facing to realize divinity within? So as Aunty gave us the homework, so this week, it's not I was working like divinity within myself, but just remembering the Swami's message, that rather than thinking, God, I love you, just be grateful what he has done and all of that. So the challenge is to remember 24/7 his message, to remember that what he has said, how you can be close to him as real bhakta. That was the biggest challenge. And at times we forget. So however, many times, I think last week also I mentioned that remembering him and his message all the time helped me to kind of be quiet many times, quiet my mind and quiet my mouth as well. Oh, it's such a trivial thing because I started visualizing Bhagawan as Kohinoor, like a gem I have. If I have that gem, all other things around me, what is happening, whoever is saying to me or whatever, it's so trivial, it's so small because I have that gem with me. And that made me feel so good all the time. And I think the challenge I was facing coming back is to remember him. And through meditation, I don't know, it's a meditation or just quite trying to quiet my mind in the morning. That discipline we have talked, Swami has said discipline is important at the same time. So I think little bit practice of that, making a very conscious effort, helped me. I'm not there yet, but I was just watching my thoughts very closely, how I'm feeling, and is it worth doing? So that keeping that, constant integrated awareness, I think that's the word I will use. But Bhagavan has provided help me, but that's very challenging as at the same time. Sorry if I talked a lot. Sorry.
Sai Ram, thank you very much. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. And the challenges which you say are in just remembering Swami all the time. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please?
Kalyani. Come on.
In terms of challenges, feeling in having that feeling that I am God, I think it's because I think that, like, if I'm a God, how come I can make so many mistakes, or I feel weak, or I feel like I don't feel strong enough. So I feel like God is who I rely on. So I feel that I can't be God. I think maybe that's where the challenge I have is.
That is, you are identifying yourself with the body.
Yeah.
The first challenge is body identification, that I am this body, I am this mind, I am this intellect, I am doing everything. That challenge, first of all, we have to overcome. Body identification, because all the time we have been living with this idea that I am this body. That greater I which is inside us, we have not recognized it. We are thinking only I am this. So we are limited. We all the time we think, that's we are limited jiva, and we have no, we were finite. So all these ideas come to us when we identify ourselves with the body. But God has said, you are not that. You are infinite. You are that Satchidananda. You are that unlimited. We read it. Of course, we read and we, how far we have been able to do that. That's the first challenge, I think. Anybody else?
Yeah, Brother Dasan has raised his hand. So, Brother Dasan, you can go.
Yes, Sai Ram, brother. Sai Ram, auntie.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
We learn about pure divine sparkle, and we had to cross the mundane of existence. And for that, we need the bhakti or devotion. For that, we have to have faith and patience. Those are the two banks, if the bhakti is a river mean. But I don't have that sometimes, not 100% faith and patience because of the worldly attraction that's bother me sometimes. So we have to have love, the unconditional love with God, Lord. When we learning Vedas, when we reading so many about the Swami, we supposed to have the crazy with him. But that craziness sometimes is there, sometimes is we are losing that one because of the distractions. And that controlling the mind, other factor, because of we are using our tools, supposed to be invertedly use that one. We are using those tools outwardly. It could be five senses or antakarna, anything. We are not utilizing properly. We know what is the purpose of that one. The people who are participating in this study circle, everyone knows. But we forget most of the time, I forgot most of the time, the purpose of the tool. And the Lord has given us the discrimination power. what is good for and what is not good for the spiritual power. That also sometimes I take it as my my side, and I don't think about Lord that time. I never offer that thing. Then I do it myself. Then I have to go through some problems. So mainly, I'm not 100% practicing whatever we learn. So if I practice more and more, then I can improve myself. Thank you, Sairam brother.
Sairam.
Thank you very much, brother. Sister Ananthi.
Sairam, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
So we have two questions: how to find divinity in ourselves, and what are the challenges we have had in finding the divinity in ourselves. So I will go first to the first question: how to find divinity in ourselves. In my thought or in my personal experience, finding divinity in others, for me, it's easier than finding divinity in myself, even though the process is opposite. First, we have to find the divinity in ourselves, then only we can see the divinity in other people, with the light of the divinity within ourselves. Maybe the challenges I am having in finding the divinity in myself, maybe it's not constant. Maybe one time I will think that I'm an absolute divinity, maybe because of the other pressures, maybe beyond, it could be beyond my control. In my point of view, sometimes it could be under my control, but I think that it is beyond my control because of the family pressure or the work pressure and those things. I am unable to, uh, find the divinity in myself. Say for an example, if I have to meditate, I will think about, I will meditate and everything said well and ready to work or something. But maybe when I start my day, because of the other pressure, I would have already seen that the pressure it's like the crushing pressure coming from. Then I would tell Swami, please excuse me for today. I am unable to do the morning meditation or puja. I have to handle this one right away, kind of. Maybe when that moment comes in, my, even though I think time to time I am in the good in the discrimination, devotion, and and my faculty is well equipped for the discriminating power and everything. All those power and all my the thinking and everything, it's superseded by the other thoughts, and that is one of the difficulties I am finding in myself. For others, it could be easy, but I also, in my mind, I always think work is worship too. I don't know whether I am right or wrong, but when it comes to, I will ask Swami, do you think that I will meditate for me, you, or do the puja for 1 hour, or maybe handle this problem for somewhere else is going to be really pressured, whether uh, I also think that work is worship. That's why I always they give the priority for the work too. If some of the people are really affected by my decision, that is not good either, according to my Swami's teachings. And maybe that sort of, even in my family setup, sometimes when they ask for some sort of adjustments or something, sometimes, I will adjust. Sometimes I don't adjust, when it comes to work or when it comes to my personal, spiritual sadhana. I I would be telling you I'm unable to come. The other side, I know they will be really sad with my decision and those things. But I would tell them, please don't ask me. I will not be coming, at all. That sort of challenges I am having within myself in order to find divinity. Brother Stephen beautifully said, it's an unconditional love. Maybe time to time I always think, Didi, whether my love is conditional love or unconditional love. Even if it's an unconditional love, even family members or non-family members, we have to equally, they give out the love and those things. When the time comes in, I I used to have some doubt whether my love is really an unconditional love. That is the first requirement, the very core requirement to be a spiritual sadhaka, Didi. Maybe those are the things I thought, I have to really improve myself, Didi. And Swami beautifully said, Didi, first we have to have the spiritual discipline in order to be the goal to be achieved. Maybe I am still in that spiritual discipline side. That is the Saguna Bhakti instead of maybe in order to achieve the Nirguna Bhakti in the. Thank you, Saira.
Sairam, sister. Sister, you covered, I know you took some time. I don't know whether anyone else is interested in talking. You covered home, you covered work, but we come to Sai Center for doing sadhana. So how does that factor in? Would you like to share anything?
Arun, with,
Yes,
your,
Auntie.
with your permission, can I ask one question, Anandi?
Yes, Auntie. What permission you can ask?
Anandi, Anandi,
Sure, Auntie. Yeah.
what method do you follow to recognize divinity in others? And the same methods can be applied to you to find out the divinity in you. What are the methods? What are the means? How you will find out divinity in others?
I always see, even if they have so much difficulties, in their life, still they commit to do something, for the well-being of others. That's the one I always admire people. Even they could be very, very poor, but still they offer something to other people, I really admire those qualities, Yeah.
Example is our Aruna. In spite of all his difficulties, he comes to try to, attend all these spiritual activities, and he is trying to give his advice to all of us. So
yeah, I second it.
Aruna is the best example.
Of course.
And then, the same, how he is coping with his problems, we are seeing. And the same way how, in spite of your family commitments and your office commitments and other commitments also you have, Anandi. But is there any way of, we have to ask Aruna to give us what is the proper way of, proper method to overcome all these problems. And what I feel is, of course, Aruna he will give us advice later on, but what I want is...
Auntie, I will interrupt here. The thing is, it's human nature to think that others are better than us.
It's not for the sake of just for the sake of praising you. I'm not doing that. Of course, I'm in my heart. I feel very much for you, for your circumstances. Yeah. That's everybody knows. Everybody knows about it. And Swami has given you enough strength to face this challenge and still carrying on with all your spiritual activities. That is one admirable quality you have. And I really want to admire it, and then try to emulate what you're facing. That's one thing. And you have found out your divinity in you. That's why you are able to find divinity in others. But what I'm facing is, I would like to share it. I think last week also I said, so we are all trying to objectify that self, that Atma, searching it outside. It's not outside, it is inside us. And it is so near us. But still, because of our past few births, there were several births, not few, several hundreds and hundreds of births, we have come out with this idea that Atman, I am not this Atman, I am only a Jiva. And this Jiva, who is reflection of the God consciousness, we forget that. And we are identifying with the Pratibimba, that reflection only. That is why we are not able to find out our divinity. And moreover, that ego comes. Ego is the greatest difficulty in finding out others, the divinity in others. Ego comes in between us, and ego helps and thinks that I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, I am doing everything. That kind of feeling comes because of the identification with the ego, and certain things with the body, mind, and certain things with that big I in us. Okay, sorry. Thank you, Saira.
Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please?
And the one question Brother Arunu asked, I have covered the family and the work. What about the size and the side or something? Brother, you want to have
yes, sister. Yes, because we come to Sai Center to practice sadhana, so I thought maybe we should not ignore that.
Certainly, I would like to provide my challenges and the in a very, very respectful manner and the humble opinion. The Sai Center, we go to the Sai Center in order to make ourselves happy and others happy, and find a peaceful mind. At the end, maybe each day when we go to the Sai Center, or maybe in overall, we go to the Sai Center for the happiness of ourselves and the others, and make our life very peaceful. But if these three things, we don't get it, we may be thinking that what's the point of going to the Sai Center? First of all, we don't be happy, we won't make others happy, and we would make our life miserable too. Even this question popped up in one of the big study circle in the zonal level too. Several brothers and sisters, they gave several of their opinion and everything. In myself, I thought that maybe I would say myself, the challenges we are having, that if someone says something to us, even with the wholeheartedly, if we do something, if someone else finding a fault on a person, that person would be really hurtful, and even that person may be thinking that why I have to take this position at all in this organization, why this question, it would pop up their mind all the time, that's why even in our Sai Center, in the two-year term or 3-year term, people will be waiting for the 2 year, then it will be ended. No one would say that I am willingly, happily, and I am very grateful if I extend this position for the 6 years. no one say that with your wholehearted mind. Everyone thinking that when is my 2-year term, it will end. I will, I will be step down, or step aside, and I will be relaxing. Maybe that sort of challenges these days we are having had. Maybe I cannot, I can't say other people. Maybe sometimes, I feel like that, maybe surrounding situation, or maybe, it could be a reason, but many people, they have this, this kind of situation. Mani Aunty said that maybe, uh, it could be both sides, the ego would be clashing each other, and that could be both both ways. It should be improved to get a better solution for this one. Uh, uh, Maybe I will stop, and Brother Aruno, you can shed some light on that one.
Okay,
Thank you, Sai.
Sairam, sister. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share your thoughts, please? I think
May
Mani
I?
Aunty expects everyone to share. Yes,
Yeah.
Sister Shivani.
Because
You
this is
can
a
be.
problem in all centers. Everywhere. And I include myself as well. And I'm not, what I'm sharing is not just to show that, I'm thinking differently. I think, again, coming back, circling back, the body consciousness. Because when we take oath, we forget, we know Swami has said, I have chosen you, everyone. If you don't want to perform, there are other people who will take care of it because it's his organization. And coming back again, what I'm saying, we forget who is the doer because we think, oh my God, I want to take a break. And sometimes when it comes to my mind as education coordinator, and right away I said, if Bhagawan will take a break from me, what will happen? If I am taking break from his work, I should not say his work, of course, it's for my own spiritual growth. Whenever we are coordinated to work as a, how could I say, you are I don't want to use the word servant, but you are there to do the work. You're not there to lead. You are just there to do the work. So that consciousness of I'm there just to serve people. Yes, that's the word, serving attitude. So coming back, I think body consciousness, I am doing it. People are saying this, but we forget I'm going through that machine who is cleaning up. And Swami has given me this position because I need that cleaning over other people. So I guess remembering Swami all the time, he's the doer, he's the creator, he's the destroyer. Who am I? Let me just go through. And if I say the word, I am taking a break, think for a moment, if he take a break from the universe, what will happen? Parle, like the whole world will be just gone. So I think that can keep us keep going and remembering the oath we take, commitment to him. It's just Sairam, just my thoughts.
Okay, thank you very much, sister. I think because I don't know, once you start talking about positions, I think it will be a completely different discussion. The reality is there are people in positions when others are making that person miserable, they want to leave. Then there are situations where the person in position is making everyone else miserable, that person likes to stay. So, but I don't want to go to discuss that. But my question about the center was, is the center providing us an opportunity to practice this, see divinity in us or divinity in others? That was the question. But then I hope we can narrow down the discussion only to that point.
Okay.
I will ask others to also share your thoughts, please. Everyone is silent unless I think maybe we. Yes, Auntie Saku, please.
Yeah. I more than the the development, if you think our study circle has given us more insight into our spiritual growth than the center. In the center, even there are a lot of body consciousness is there, fighting for position. And when you get the position, ego sets in. Then there is no authority sets in. There's no loving. They don't see divinity in all the other devotees. So these drawbacks come and it disturbs everybody. But actually speaking, in my life, this study circle, thanks to Swami, thanks to everyone who has contributed that, my spiritual growth has grown much better. And I know I have to give up my body consciousness and concentrate on my divinity whereby Bhagawan is residing. So the only thing I ask Baba, I don't have, my brain is like a peanut sized brain. Nothing is efficient enough. You are my creator. You are my father, mother, guru, and my best friend. You have to take care of me. That's all I know. I have been saying all the time. And whatever that comes my way, if it is challenging, I say, Baba will take care of it, because I had to face the challenge. Baba will take care of it. That's all. I have started living my life ever since. I started studying, attending the study circle. I know I studied Sanskrit, and I did I offered for my degree, and also I did it in the advanced level in Sri Lanka. But no, that connection with the divinity didn't come. Only now it has set in, and I wish I can climb the ladder as per Baba's wish and find my destination. Thank you, Saira.
Saira, Aunty, thank you. Yes, Brother Thasan.
Sairam, brother, I like to touch the Sai Center. Sai Center is the place we can get to know about the spiritual side. So, because I joined the Sai Center in 2006 only. So I learned a lot of things, and there's all kind of facilities are there. You can learn meditation, you can learn study circle, you can learn so many activities are there. If we take the kids, even if the kids goes to Sai Center until age 13, they have the faith with Swami. So they're never going to do anything wrong because of the Sai Center teaching. So we learn so many things. We are up to this level because of the satsang. We learn from the satsang because our spiritual journey, whoever traveling with us, same mindset. So we are not distracted. If some problems happens too, so it should not affect us. If we go to even Puttaparthi, when we are in the line, some people can come and disturb us. So our focus is what? So trying to find out our spiritual journey, where we are. Other thing is not supposed to affect us. So ultimately, finally, we learn a lot of things from the Sai Center. Nowadays, that is the only place they're teaching proper guidance, and they are teaching the Swami's values and everything for the younger generation too. Thank you.
Saira, brother, thank you very much. Anyone else would like to share? Others are
Saira, I
silent.
don't know.
Yes, Auntie.
One point. Yes, the Balavikas, when we were teaching them, we were learners too. We learn thoroughly and then we go and teach. There, our spiritual knowledge, we were able to improve. But the real connection started with the study circle. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Saira. Yes, Brother Varadhan, I will get. Brother Varadan, I think you had to unmute and speak, brother.
Find divinity in me, that I wasn't the same person before. How I start to come to the Sai Center, even I don't. So my mother is the first one to participate in the Sai Center. She just go for the way, she's a senior anyway. So then she asked me, my son was maybe 3 years old, and she asked me to, why don't you drop him? I take care over there. He can go to the Bala Vikas class. So that's how I drop him and go later pick him up when the bhajan is over. That's how I go. And then, I don't know, Swami make me maybe time. I participate in the center. So I start to go and sit in right bhajan and everything. So, and then have a chance to learn in the study circle. That was amazing thing that, that's how I find what is good, what is bad. Even I didn't know about Swami before, just as an assumption, just one of the all other Swamis like that I told before. But after that, I could see the changes in myself. And, I was a very tempered person before, everything annoyed me. And then I start to see that is useless. What I going through, I shouldn't do that, those kind of things, not be tempered with the other people or anything. I start to see things change for myself. And one point, and I never asked Swami anything, I go just do it like a regular prayer, but not asking anything personally. I need that. This one situation, so I wanted to, people ask me, why don't I live in a rental house? And they ask me, why don't you buy a house? So I tried to buy a condominium. That time, I was really, my wife wasn't working myself. It was amount of debt I had, the credit card debts. So, I called the real estate agent who was looking for him. He came and he said, okay, I said, I have a debt, so many debt, but I need a house. And that guy, okay, come, he sit with me and, okay, tell me what debts you have. So I sat and he put hands in his head and he said, how could you eat, man? Because the money more than even amount of debt I have it. He said, how could, not enough money for that. But then he said, okay, I will try to do something that's give you a social number, I check your credit rating. And he gave it to somebody, I think his subordinate, somebody gave it. And then he came back, you know what? Even though you have this much, your credit rating is good, I find a way to buy something. And I went through, that is the only time I pray, Swami, please rescue me from this. And then, maybe a month later, when we found house, I need to go for the mortgage and everything. So that's the Swami was in my dream. And then he said, don't worry, I will take care of you. So that is the change in my life. So that is this guy that who arranged the mortgage told me, they will ask you so many things. They wanted to go for this and that. Don't say yes to it. Just said this one. You just need the mortgage, nothing else. And everything went through. Even even I don't know how I clear my debts. Then my wife got a job. Everything happened very quick. So after that, I realized, Swami was there. So I don't nag Swami for what I need every time, these little things anymore. Only like a really tough situation, I pray Swami, just please get me out of this. Swami, ease me that my life. So, then after that, I don't look anything personally, things. So that's what it is, like always, you have the faith and do, now I think it, only I do it for Swami. Like anything we go for, because Swami wants us to, he is just an instrument. So that's what even like I use center level, whenever you, as an office bearer or something, don't be hurt by anything, because you are not doing for them. Because of Swami, you wanted to carry out that Swami's duty. Whenever you have that feeling, nothing would hurt you. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please?
Would love to hear from you, Auntie and Science.
Yeah, we want to hear from you.
If I open, I may take too much time to talk. That's
No. You can within brief. You can mention what are the changes,
So
challenges.
I will just I will take off whatever based on what others have said. So I think the first challenge in life is our own personal challenges in terms of livelihood, in terms of work pressures, in terms of demands from people around us, where we have to do some bare minimum things. So what happens is our sadhana may not be very structured. We may not find the time. And Sister Anandi said, Swami, excuse me today. I also tell excuse me today so many times. I have a schedule, but very hardly can I follow it. So we ask, so excuse me, and because there's a demand for us to do something. But the reality is, even in such situations, even if we are unable to follow our structured sadhana, we can remember Swami and think of Swami while we are facing those challenges, while we have to do the things which people or the situations demand around us. So I think that's an opportunity which Swami has given us by coming into our lives. So sometimes we, as Brother Vardhan said, we have to seek his help to get out of the situation, and that itself is an opportunity for us to think of Swami. So we can. It's similar to what Kunti said. Give me trouble, oh Krishna, I can think of you. So I think that is one of the starting points, and that's where Swami pulls us into his fold. And if we make good use of it, I think it sets a foundation for other steps. I think that's one of the challenges. The second challenge is our own sense of ego, a sense of who we are, whether others are not taking us seriously or giving us importance. So these are personal ego challenges, which can also become a very big challenge in the path of spirituality. Even to think that I am good, others are not as good. I have a better idea than what others have. These are some of the problems which we encounter, and we may try to impose it on others, and we may even struggle when others are imposing it on us. So these are also some challenges which we face. In my understanding, these are the challenges in progressing spiritually. Then the question of how do we find divinity in us? I will go to that question. As Sister Anandi said, it's always easy to find divinity in others than find divinity in us. I think she is right to a great extent, because as children, when we are born, maybe a child likes to walk, but the thing is, initially a child will not be able to walk, even though the ability to walk is in the child. So what the child does is it will take the help of others who can help it to walk. It may see how others are walking and then try to imitate that. And that's the way we start learning to walk and discover the ability to walk in us. The same way, even to find the divinity within us, we need to take some external help. But the thing is, in terms of external help, what help from who we take also matters. And that is where God comes into the picture. There's a Sagunopasana comes because what happens is we find an ideal divinity in front of us without any blemishes. Once we have a good example, and through that we can also slowly start developing some divine elements, or discover those same qualities in us and try to nourish them. It's like, if somebody wants to learn singing, what you have to do is you have to find a very good teacher who is very accomplished, who has mastered the art of singing very well. Then we go to such a person and learn from that person. And that person will tell, this is what you have to do. These practices may be given, so we have to practice. And we learn how to sing from that person. And through that process, we discover the music in us. We discover the ability to sing in us. So that is where an external form of God, a Saguna Sakara form, becomes a very big help. But Swami would say, okay, you have found the Saguna Sakara form and you're praying, but you should understand that you're worshipping only to transform yourself as divine. You can't use that Saguna Sakara form just to solve your personal problems and then forget later on. I think that's the way many of us use Swami, Whenever we have a problem, we'll say, Swami, please help us, or, and after that, we say, okay, Swami, now you sit. We will run our life the way we want. So this will not take us forward, because we should understand the only reason why we worship God is to turn ourselves into God, or, to find divine qualities in us. And the best way is, we can take one teaching of Swami and try to practice. We may fail 100 times, doesn't really matter, but he will help. So I think when we worship an external form of God like Swami, or any form of God whom we like, whom we attribute all the best and ideal qualities without any blemish, he's Nirmala, he's Amala, he doesn't have any blemish. If we worship that Lord, and that way also we can transform. That is one. And one of the reasons I think I personally find the challenges in trying to eradicate something negative is because we look at things which are not so good. We listen to things which are not so good. We read about things which are not good. Whether we like it or not, those negative elements enter us. That is why great devotees, they only looked at God. They will keep a picture of the Lord and only stare at it. If they open a book, they will only read about God. If they listen, they will only listen to his words or his name or his teachings. Because if you do not strictly follow that, what happens is other negative things enter into us and cause too much problem. And I think that is also an important thing. I think during our school days, one of the things, during our formative years, one of the biggest blessing of Swami to me was we were in a very secluded environment, only able to focus on anything related to Swami. And I think that's a big blessing, and it has, if when we are exposed to some opportunity like that, if we make good use of it, and I think slowly we will be able to discover divine qualities in us. The problem is other human beings, if we try to find qualities, sometimes we may mistake their bad qualities also as good quality. That's the challenge we run into, thinking another human person is so good that we can always look at some good thing and practice, emulate. That's okay. But we should always look at Swami as a friend, Swami as the ideal, and focus on him, listen to what he says and practice. I think that's the only way. I'm far from where you may imagine that I am. I am also still struggling to remember Swami all the time. Because until we get to that point, we cannot, until we see, think, and do, we see him, think of him, and listen to him all the time, we cannot find divinity in us, is my personal belief. When we can 100% think, then one day we can think that we have also some divine qualities. When Swami says I to be, the Swami is not talking about the I, the way I am today. He first wants us to, the I to be divine. And then from that divine, then you see everyone else as divine, is the way I understand. So I will stop here. I think I spoke too much.
Thank you very much, Arun. Thank you. Thank you for the practical lessons which we can learn and try to follow them. Sairam. I think I have this thing gave hornet's nest. So much of problem. Anyway, I think we should go with our Geetha Vahini.
Yes, Sister Shivani, I think she will have the last word. So
just a question to what you said, which is so true. I think that's the struggle, that sometimes you overlook even, other people, wrong quality as a good quality. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me, learning Vedas, vanchate parivanchate means in cunning people also you see Lord Shiva and all of those things. And that is my struggle, exactly how to, it's saying that I see Lord Shiva in cunning and wrong, dacoit, and all those things. So we continue doing even the wrong act as an act of God.
No.
I think you're quoting Rudram, Vanchate Parivanchate, Stayunam Pataye Namah.
Mm.
So the thing is, if someone bad is coming and you are troubled by that person, you should not try to deal with that person, the bad thing which the person has. So example I will give is, you are crossing a road and you see a vehicle rushing towards you.
Mm.
Okay, if you wave at the bus will not stop, or car will not stop.
Mm.
Okay, if you try to stop the vehicle, you will not be able to stop the vehicle.
Mm.
So the only best way is you have to somehow get the attention of the driver.
Mm.
If the driver sees you, okay, so all your attention should be to make sure that the driver sees you. If the driver sees you, that person can steer the vehicle away from you. Okay, same way in this world, if there are bad people who are trying to harm you, you should to talk about the Lord, Pati. Pataye means the one who is Lord of all this.
Mm.
So always seek the attention of the Lord. You don't try to stop or fight with the vancha. But you understand? The person
Right.
who is doing the harm. So the thing is, we all try to fight with the bus, stop the car, without paying attention to the driver. So the Pati is the Lord who is capable of controlling all this.
Perfect.
Okay, I hope.
Yes, Thank you so much.
That is why it's called Pati. It's not been leader means, when people say, oh, he is the leader, means he will also cross arm. No. He is the one who is capable of controlling that. Okay, Sairam, sister.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Vahini, study.
Okay, Kalyani, we will go on. And others have not shared means they lost all opportunity to share.
No. They have found out their divinity in themselves.
Then they should share, Auntie.
Yeah.
Sairam. Okay, please, sisters, read.
Saira, where your mind attaches itself, there your bhakti also stays. Bhakti is pure as the waters of Ganga. Karma is as the water of the Yamuna. And jnana is as the Saraswati, flowing secretly and mysteriously underground and sanctifying itself by merging with the other two. It is the commingling of these three that is called Triveni, the merger of the three. It means the disappearance of the mind, the becoming one of the three gunas. It brings about the destruction of ego. However, there are many who are ignorant of these basic facts. They dip in water twice a day and go through the morning, noon, and evening rituals, worship the household gods, draw lines of ash or sandal paste on their brows, arms, and chest, put dots of saffron on their faces, and wear strings of beads and rosaries around their necks, and roam about from temple to temple or from one spiritual teacher to another. They circumambulate holy shrines. They attend many discourses, Puranic recitals, and readings of scriptures. The best we can say about such persons is that they are engaged in good activities. We cannot say they are bhaktas. Bhakti has no relationship with dress and speech. On the basis of mere raiment and religiosity of expression, we cannot call a person a devotee of the Lord. Bhakti is a matter of the inner consciousness, of feeling rather than external behavior or conduct. Where there is smoke, you can infer there must be fire. But there are some types of fire which do not emit smoke, though there is no smoke which does not originate from fire. There is possibility that acts will be done without feeling, but you cannot say that all feeling must be expressed through outer show. Even without pomp and outer show, it is possible to have sincere feeling. The pure feeling is the important thing. Mere pompous outer activity is positively harmful to progress if one aspires at all for progress.
Thank you, sister. We have discussed these paragraphs, I think. Well,
Yeah.
but if there are any other points which anyone would like to discuss, please go ahead.
Sairam uncle, just for the metaphor about the fire. So you can have fire with smoke and fire with no smoke. So is Swami saying that the feeling, you can have feeling with show or feeling with no external show? Is that the metaphor?
So see, Swami is saying without fire there will not be smoke, but there can be fire without smoke.
In Telugu, Swami is saying, భావము లేని కర్మములు ఉండవచ్చును, కానీ ఆడంబర కర్మలు లేని భావము లేదని చెప్ప వీలు కాదు. That line, I think it
yes, Auntie.
elucidates.
So Swami is telling, when there is show, there has to be, if there's an external, so I think we should look at, when there's no expression, there can still be devotion. Sorry, Auntie.
More pompous outer activity is possibly harmful to progress if one aspires at all for progress. Illange ఆడంబర కర్మలు లేని భావము కర్మలు లేని భావము లేదని చెప్పు వీలు కాదు. So there are no, even though there are no outer pomp and show, bhava may be there. That's what Swami is trying to tell here.
So fire, Swami is equating fire with devotion. With devotion. Yeah. But that devotion may have external expression or it may not have external expression. But then Swami is differentiating external expression without feeling should to be avoided. It cannot be considered.
That is it.
So there are 4 things here. So the external expression is smoke, devotion is fire. But the devotion of fire can exist without external expression or without external expression. But then there is something, smoke in mirrors, they say. You know, there's a mirror, there's a smoke only in the mirror. It's not even smoke. That smoke in mirror is something which is, there's no fire, but there's smoke.
No, it's a reflection of the smoke, you mean?
No, Auntie, yes, it's a reflection because it is just pompous exposition without feeling. See, Swami is also differentiating. Sometimes people have external, just expression, but there's no real feeling.
That's like smoke without any fire.
Exactly.
Smoke without any fire.
See, if there are smoke effect, you know, in many places they have smoke effect. There's no fire.
There's no fire. Yeah.
The smoke effect is, you know, smoke which is like in a mirror. That's what I said. There's no smoke, there's no fire, just smoke effect.
But there are some. There is some kind of fire which does not give out smoke.
Yes, that no external devotion without external expression.
In fact, there must be.
They're using good woods when there's no smoke.
But it is just.
You know, when you use good quality woods, then there's no smoke. So I'm just thinking there's no alternative when you are so good inside. That's making some sense.
Kalyani, you are okay or?
And then, so when Swami saying without these external activities, they can be contrary to a devotee if we don't also have the feeling. But it's not necessarily wrong to try to do those external activities, hoping that it will lead to internal feeling.
Yeah. You're saying that smoke effect will one day lead to smoke and fire?
Yes.
I think I understand what you're saying. Sadhana with just externally may one day fructify into some internal feeling is what you say. It's possible. There is definitely a possibility. And that's why Swami is saying they are like good activities. I think Swami has equated them as good activities. So one day they may bear fruit in feelings growing within us. I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Shivani, your hands are up all the time. I don't know whether it's intentional or not. Brother Dasan, please.
Yeah, so Sairanga, I'd like to add to the point too, brother. So when we are looking at the bhakta, we believe when they are wearing proper clothes, and when we listen to the talks, we think bhakta. So Swami is saying, don't bhakta mean don't look at those kind of thing. That's what Swami also comparing that smoke mean there should be a that burnt log supposed to come with the smoke, but some burnt log and you don't see the smoke at all. If you touch it, you can feel it. See, sometimes you can see that white color as around the log, but inside you see the log. So same thing that even some people wear a white cloth. When you remove that one, you see the red rope inside. So the bhakti mean don't underestimate with the cloth or behavior or whatever they are doing. Sometimes you cannot find it. Only they are the only one knows between the Lord and the bhakta. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Is everyone okay? If okay, then
we can go to.
Okay.
The question that Arjuna asked drew this further answer. Of course, there are two different types of bhaktas, the Saguna Bhakta and the Nirguna Bhakta. The votary of the formful one and the votary of the formless. Among the devotees, the Artha, distressed, the Artha Arti, the poor, the Jignasu, the inquirer, are all eager about the nameful and the formful aspects of Godhead. Just as for every auspicious act, the right foot is placed first, the right foot of Nirguna Bhakti must be used for the attainment of liberation. That is the all auspicious. That is to say, the sadhana of the formless Godhead alone gives illumination. Both aspects have value and are indispensable. How long can anyone have one foot inside and another outside? Even if that were possible, of what avail is it? So Saguna Bhakti has to be adopted as sadhana, and Nirguna Bhakti is the goal to be reached. Should I go on or just this paragraph?
I think we can stop here and maybe it's quite a bit.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah. Maybe we'll read the Telugu, and I think Telugu, the first paragraph itself is quite a bit. I think some of it was not translated in English.
తరువాత అర్జునుడు అడిగిన ప్రశ్నలో సగుణ భక్తుడనియు నిర్గుణ భక్తుడనియు రెండు విధానములో కలవనియు ఇందులో అర్థార్థి జిజ్ఞాసు సగుణ భక్తులనియు అనగా రూపనామములతో ఆరాధన సలుపు వారనియు జ్ఞాని నిర్గుణ భక్తుడనియు గ్రహించినను వీరి ఇరువరెందు గల భక్తి ప్రవర్తనలో ఏది శ్రేష్టమైనదో సందేహము వెలిబుచ్చెను. That's all, and then should I go further? I think.
No, I think, Auntie, this itself, I think the version which I have is slightly different.
Okay, can you read? You can read it.
No, it's okay. I think its essence is the same, Auntie, so I will just translate.
Okay.
Afterwards, Arjuna asked a question, and that question was, there is Saguna Bhakti, there is devotion with gunas, attributes. Nirguna Bhakti, there is devotion without attributes.
Okay.
Devotion without attributes. And in these two categories, Artharthi, Jignasu, the one who is the first three devotees, I think maybe Swami is discussing later.
Yeah.
Arthi is the one who is distressed. Artharthi is one who is seeking wealth. Then Jignasu is one who is seeking knowledge. These three devotees are they are the devotees of the attributeful form devotion, and that means they worship the Lord with form and name. And Swami, and then the Jnani, who is the fourth kind of devotee, he is one who worships the attribute-less God. And Arjuna is asking, between these two, with those two types of devotion and practices, which is the greater one, is the question or doubt which Arjuna has. Sari, Auntie, something with it.
వీరిరువరైందు గల భక్తి ప్రవర్తనలో ఏది శ్రేష్టమైనదో సందేహము వెలిబెచ్చెను. So that's what question Arjuna is asking. Which is better? Which is shreshtam? Superior.
Auntie, the next section in Telugu, is it Ee Vishyamana Aanati Arjunanake?
Adeda, correct.
But there's no translation in English, Auntie, so we will read that.
Okay. Ee Vishyamana Aanati Arjunanike Kaka నేటి మానవులందరికీ ఈ సందేహము లేకపోలేదు. Please translate it.
So, in this question or doubt of Arjuna, which is not only of an ancient time of Arjuna, but even for people of today, this doubt has not left them. Or they have this.
Yeah. నేటికిని ఇట్టి సగుణ నిర్గుణ భక్తిపై అనేక వాదోపవాదములు జరుగుచునే ఉన్నాయి.
In this day too, there is a lot of debate as to whether it should be attributeful or attribute-less devotion. This kind of debate is still raging today also.
కొందరు సగుణ భక్తియే శ్రేష్టమనియు, ఇంకనూ కొందరు సగుణ నిర్గుణ సమ్మేళనమై భక్తియే శ్రేష్టమనియు ఈ రీతిగా ఒక నిర్ణయము కాక తికముకలు పడుచున్నారు.
So some people say that the form attributeful devotion is the superior one. Some people think attributeful along with attribute-less bhakti devotion is superior. Thus, without having any clarity, there is being confused. There's a lot of confusion.
కానీ గీత ఈ సందేహమును సులభముగా తీర్చుచున్నది.
But Geetha is actually removing this doubt very easily.
పరమాత్మని తీర్పే సరి అయిన తీర్పు కానీ పాముల తీర్పు దీనికి అన్వయించదు.
Only God's decision is the right decision, conclusion. The common man's conclusions or decisions are not fit. Sari, Anvayinchadu means?
Yeah, Anvayinchadu. It doesn't agree with it.
It doesn't merit consideration.
ఈ మార్పులన్నీ సాధకుని దృష్టి భేదములే కానీ సర్వేశ్వరుని సృష్టి భేదములు కావు.
These differences are only in the perception of the devotees or seekers, but this is not a creation of the Lord himself.
That I think that stops there. That whole, that's not translated in English here, is it?
No. Auntie, the next paragraph in Telugu also is not translated.
Should I read?
Yes, Auntie.
ఉదాహరణమునకు ఒకటి చూతుము.
So for an example, let's look at one thing.
ఒక వ్యక్తికి రెండు పాదములున్నవి.
For one person, he has 2 feet.
కర్మ కలాపములకు కుడి ఎడమ అని భేదము పాటింతుము. కర్మ కలాపములకు కుడి ఎడమ. కుడి is right down, right to left ఎడమ.
Okay.
అని భేదము పాటింతుము.
So we differentiate them as right and left.
అలా కర్మ we are using left
for the sake of activities, is it?
Activities. Supposing we say పాటింతుము, let us think about. కానీ నడచుటకును దేహ సంబంధమైన బాధలకును రెండును తనవే కదా.
I think Sitaram is here. Maybe Sitaram is, I think he should try translating.
No, yeah, sure, Anna.
Go ahead.
Should I read it, Sitaram?
Yes, Auntie,
Yes,
you read and Sitaram will translate.
ఉదాహరణమునకు ఒకటి చూతుము.
For example, let us see one.
ఒక వ్యక్తికి రెండు పాదములున్నవి.
One person has 2 legs, 2 feet.
కర్మ కలాపములకు కుడి ఎడమ అని భేదము పాటింతుము.
For differentiation of karmas, you use both left and right.
కుడి ఎడమ అని భేదము పాటింతుము. కానీ నడచుటకును దేహ సంబంధమైన బాధలకును రెండును తనవే కదా. For walking, నడచుటకు.
For walking or any other activity that's related to the body, we use both the feet, right?
Left and right.
Left and right feet. Yeah.
ఏ పాదమునకు దెబ్బ తగిలినను ఆ పాదములు కల వ్యక్తికే కదా బాధ.
Whoever gets the hurt on their leg, the hurt is felt by that person only, right?
ఏ కాలుకి బాధ కలిగినా తానే బాధపడును.
Whichever leg gets hurt, either it is left or right, the person is the same who's getting the hurt.
కనుక బాధ ఏ కాలునకు రావాలని ఎవ్వరూ కోరరు.
Therefore, nobody wishes to get a hurt to whichever leg it is.
Nobody wishes to get one leg, particular
One
leg.
leg. Yes. Irrespective of it is whether left or right. Yeah.
ఏ కాలునకు బాధ కలుగుటకు ఏ వ్యక్తియు అంగీకరించడు.
Nobody agrees to get hurt to neither of the legs.
ఇప్పుడు ఏ కాలు ప్రధానము?
Now, which leg is more superior?
ఏ కాలు ప్రధానము కాదని ఎలా తెలుపగలరు?
How can we tell which leg is not superior than the other?
రెండు పాదములు చేరే మానవుని నడకను సాగించుచున్నవి.
Because with the help of both the feet only, man is able to walk.
Yeah, that's the paragraph ends there.
Yes, Auntie, thank you. Thank you, Sitaram.
Thank you.
So Swami is equating the Saguna Bhakti and Nirguna Bhakti to the 2 feet of ours.
Yeah.
So he's saying both are equally important and we have to walk with both
feet.
Both the feet. I think that's what Swami has seemed to have told. So I will stop here. Anyone would like to share or discuss, please go ahead. Yes, Sitaram, please go ahead.
Sana Sairam. So I think as Swami is speaking about this, as I was translating, these are some of the thoughts that were running in my mind. There is one publicly available video of Swami talking to one of the students in Kodaikanal, where the student is asking about a similar topic like this. And I think ahead of reading this article also, we were discussing about that topic, where what are the challenges that one has and what is the solution to realize the divine within us, right? So I think all these are connected in some sense. So two things that Swami mentions is, because we are having the body, there is always ahara and vihara, which is nothing but the food that we eat through our senses, as well as the vihara, the company that we keep with our body and mind. So this is external to internal methodology that Swami was telling, where you purify ahara and vihara so much so that you realize yourself as the purest form of yourself. That is one method, which takes time, which is a process in itself, as we all are discussing like this satsang. That is, I think, saguna form, where you're ensuring that your ahara and vihara are always attached to a form, which is saguna. While that is happening, what happens is, what Swami tells us, your confidence in self increases. So as your confidence in self increases, you become nirguna. From saguna, the point where you believe that you are that self, that is when you have crossed the obstacle of saguna, or not obstacle, the stage of saguna, and reaching to nirguna. That is one thing that Swami mentioned. And Swami also mentioned that the easiest way to realize oneself is to have 100% confidence that I am God. And he was mentioning the example of saying, for instance, I'm just paraphrasing. So my name is Sitaram. So nobody here can refuse that I am Sitaram, right? And if somebody comes and asks me, are you Sitaram or not? I'll tell yes only, right? So that confidence I have because I have associated myself with the Sitaram for so long that I completely agree that I am that. So Swami tells, more than you're associated with this body, you're associated with this, you are actually the self, right? So that kind of, when you get the confidence that you are not this and that, that self, I think that is when we realize that we are nirguna, or somebody without any attributes. Sorry, I think I spoke too much. I was just thinking loud, Sairam.
Thank you very much, Sitaram. I don't know whether we should thank the Sitaram, which is the body, or the Sitaram, which is the Atman. But
you can thank yourself and it will reach me.
Thank you.
The very existence, the very existence of anything, that proves that we are that Atman. You exist, I exist, somebody else exists, and things exist in this. That existence is one of the Sat Chit Ananda. The first of that unlimited infinity is described as Sat. That Sat is the existence. So that's that way. When we are confident about ourselves, then we are. That's the one way of finding ourselves as divine. Sairam.
Thank you, and thank you. Sairam, Brother Dasan, please go ahead.
Yeah, Sairam, brother. If we take our bhakti, we can divide it into two: Nirguna bhakti, Satkun. So Satkun, we are looking at the form. Nirgun, there's no form. But when we go for a wedding, or when we ask the bridegroom at home, first we'll ask, keep the right leg inside the house, or some auspicious day. So that Swami is telling the right leg is the Nirgun. Even though Satkun is very important to focus initial stage, but that is going to be a one path. Then we have to end to the Nirgun stage. So Nirgun is the one of a final stage that to lead our spiritual life to the end. Thank you, Sairam.
Sairam, brother.
Sairam.
So, brother, you have equated Saguna, Nirguna to right and
Yes.
Saguna to left?
No, yeah, exactly. Even, okay, for whatever the auspicious time we ask, okay, keep the right leg. So even though both leg is important, but we specifically, we are giving importance to the right leg, that is a Nirgun. So eventually we have to go to the path Nirgun.
Okay, brothers, thank you. Yes, anyone else would like to comment, please?
Sairam, uncle, what does it mean when I think in the last paragraph we translated as for differentiation of karmas we use both left and right?
Yes.
What does that mean for differentiation of karmas?
So I think what I'll ask others to comment, but I think my understanding is that in general, we will, for certain things, we sort of differentiate and say this is right, this is left leg. But for when we employ feet, it does not necessarily matter whether one is left or right. Both the feet are needed to walk. I think so that's what, you don't need to know whether it's, for walking. I know Brother Dasan is talking about entering. I think that's the next paragraph which Swami has spoken about. But just for any auspicious event. But otherwise, normally when we wake, we need both the legs.
But
I think
but
that's my
this line,
yes, sir.
కర్మ కలాపములకు కుడి ఎడమ అని భేదము పాటింతుము. We observe certain things, which we do it with right hand, certain things which do it with left hand. So we are differentiating there that this is left and this is right. For example, Aarti, we don't do it with left hand. We do it only with the right hand. Isn't that? And for certain other things, we use the left hand only. So even for doing karma kalapamulaku, for doing some actions, we may be differentiating between left and right. But for practical purposes, both are needed, for walking especially. So that I think I have understood like that. Is it correct?
Okay. I think very nice, Santi. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you.
Karma kalapamulaku edama idi ani భేదము పాటింతుము. We observe certain times.
Okay. Kalapa means what exactly is the meaning? Auntie? Kalapa?
Kalapa is also karma kalapa. They come together.
Okay.
Yeah, it is like Dvandva Padamana. Tallitandrulu, Karma Kalapamu.
Okay.
Annatammulu, something like that,
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like right, left.
Yes, it is like that. They're complementary.
Okay, thank you.
In one sentence earlier, also, you were saying bhakti shreshtamani, like the saguna bhakti is the superior one. Some people think nirguna bhakti is superior.
Yes.
One other line, nirguna sammelana bhakti. What does that mean?
Nirguna sammelana. That is
so
both.
Saguna nirguna sammelana. That means the mixture of both.
Mixture.
Oh, mixture of both is superior.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Some people like one, some people like the other, some people like both mixed together.
Brother.
Yes.
Saram, brother. The Saguna Bhakti and the Nirguna Bhakti, even though you are following Saguna Bhakti, at the end you have to come to the Nirguna Bhakti, right? It says there, right, like, how long you will keep one leg on one side and
no, we have not,
so you
we
have to come.
Sister, we have not gone to that paragraph yet.
No, here on the first paragraph only.
Yeah, here it is. How
long can you have one foot
inside and another outside?
Yeah,
another outside. We read one paragraph.
Yeah, it is there. So down. This is all auspicious. After that, there is there. This is all auspicious. That is to say, the sadhana of the formless Godhead alone gives illumination. Both aspects have value and are indispensable.
So my sister, my point was, so far in Telugu, we have not read that paragraph yet.
Okay. So
we stopped at just as for every auspicious the right foot. We have not gone to that in Telugu. That's why I said. I hope it's okay. If you maybe we'll read that also. Auntie, you read in Telugu. I will get last Sitaram brother to.
425. Is it okay?
Oh, I see.
Okay, I'll read it.
Just read, Auntie, and we'll close.
So the next paragraph, you mean? You
yes,
mean the
Auntie.
next?
Yes. Saguna nirgunamulu.
Saguna nirgunamulu. Bhagavantuni padamulu vantivi.
Saguna and nirguna are like the feet of God.
Deniki adi pradhaname, ఆధారమే, దేనికి అది ప్రధానమే, ఆధారమే, ఒకటి శ్రేష్టమనియో మరొకటి శ్రేష్టము కాదనియో చెప్ప వీలలేదు.
We cannot
దేనికి
establish. దేనికి అది ప్రధానమో మే ఆంటీ. It is more.
Swami is here saying దేనికి అది ప్రధానమే, ఆధారమే. There is a full stop there. Why should it be full stop there?
No, I think Auntie Swami is saying deniki adi pradhanam. Means for anything that is important, ఆధారమే, it is support. ఒకటి శ్రేష్టమనియు మరొకటి
శ్రేష్టము కాదనియో చెప్ప వీల్లేదు.
దేనికి అది ప్రధానమో, I think Auntie, that is. I didn't have the script. You are reading it as may probably.
No, that
దేనికి ప్రధానమో, దేనికి అది, you know.
దేనికి అది ప్రధానమే.
Swami is saying pradhaname, adharame. He's written like that.
Okay.
సగుణ నిర్గుణులు భగవంతుని పాదములు వంటివి, దేనికి అది ప్రధానమే, ఆధారమే.
Something is missing, I think, probably.
I think pradhanam, దేనికి అది ప్రధానం, ఆధారము.
Read the full sentence, Auntie. Read the full sentence.
No, it's Sitaram. The sentence is దేనికి అది ప్రధానమే, full stop.
ఆధారమే, full stop.
ఆధారమే, full stop.
దేనికి ఇది ప్రధానమే, ఆధారమే. Okay, next line after that.
ఒకటి శ్రేష్టమనియో మరొకటి శ్రేష్టము కాదనియో చెప్ప వీలు లేదు.
This sentence is full, but
yeah, I think it is a rhetorical question type of thing. I think Sitaram, you know, for what is important for which one?
Yeah.
What is the most spaces? ఒకటికి శ్రేష్టమని, then Swami goes see. So you basically you cannot even ask the question which is important, which is the most important. I think something to that effect.
Yes.
Okay. అయితే కుడి ఎడములని మాత్రము చెప్పక తప్పదు.
However, we have to tell about left and right.
సగుణము ఎడము కాలనియో నిర్గుణము కుడి కాలనియో చెప్పవచ్చును.
Saguna is left while Nirguna is right. We can tell in that manner.
Yeah. ఏ మంగళ కార్యమునైందైనను కుడి కాలు మొదట పెట్టినట్లు,
as we use the right foot for any auspicious occasion,
మోక్ష సాధన వరకు నిర్గుణమును కుడి కాలు మొదట పెట్టవలెను.
For getting moksha, you should use the feet of Nirguna.
నిర్గుణ అదే మంగళము.
That is auspicious.
అనగా మోక్ష సాధనముకు నిర్గుణుడు మొదట ప్రవేశించును.
That is to say, the sadhana of the formless Godhead alone gives illumination. Oh, this is some extra.
మోక్ష సాధన, లిబరేషన్. తరువాత సగుణుడు ప్రవేశించును.
After that, Saguna enters.
ప్రవేశము ఇరువరికి కలదు.
Both have entry to moksha.
అట్లు లేదని చెప్పటకు లేదు.
There is no evidence to tell that it is not possible.
ఎవరైనాను ఒక పాదము లోపల మరొక పాదము వెలుపల ఎంతసేపని పెట్టుకోగలడు. That is where it is translated here.
Yeah. Okay, that is translated. Yeah.
Translated here.
How long can anyone have one foot inside and another outside?
అట్లుండినను ఏమి ప్రయోజనము?
Even if that were possible, of what avail is it?
కాన సగుణ భక్తిని సాధనంగాను నిర్గుణ భక్తిని సాధ్యంగాను తలంచవచ్చును.
Therefore, Saguna Bhakti has to be adopted as sadhana and Nirguna Bhakti is the goal to be reached.
అనగా నిర్గుణనకు విశ్వమంతయు విశ్వేశ్వరుని వలె కనిపించుచును.
That is to say, for Nirguna Bhakti, the entire Vishwa is seen as Visveshwara, the Lord of the universe.
సగుణుడు విశ్వము వేరుగాను విశ్వేశ్వరుని వేరుగాను తలచవచ్చును.
Saguna Bhakta can see Vishwa and Visveshwara as separate and distinct.
I think we should stop here, Arun.
Yes, Auntie.
It's
So Swami it's 4:30 and Swami has given an introduction. We can all contemplate on it and come back next week to continue the discussion. But next week we will not be having study circle because we'll be having Akhanda Bhajan at that time. So we will meet in 2 weeks' time. Until then.
But what
yes.
I hear is Swami is saying first Nirguna Bhakti should enter and then only Saguna Bhakti later on.
No,
that it should be.
So the way I understood, Chanti, enter the mokshas, the house of moksha,
Sadhana.
Nirguna has to be there.
Okay.
So until we go there, I think we don't have to worry too much. It's like the bride, is coming home. No one cares which foot she is walking with. But as soon as she comes to the house to enter the house,
she will put the right.
She has to put the right foot. So she has to have the right foot to put it inside. And once she puts, left also can come inside. So until we reach moksha, place of moksha, I don't think we have to worry too much about which one is coming. But when we are about to enter, we have to have the nirguna inside. Sitaram, is my read okay?
Yes, sir. Yes. And I think another layer of that is Swami is telling Nirguna Bhakta. The devotee with Nirguna Bhakti enters the Mokshapatha first. That's what he's telling. Then the Saguna would enter. Right? So I think the first ticket would be for Nirguna. And the second one would be Saguna. That is what he's telling, is what I understood.
Okay.
And I think next week Akhanda Bhajan is Saguna Bhakti.
Yeah, we have to read it once again.
Yeah, but I think, yes.
Nirgunanaku Vishwamantayu Vishweshwaruni vale kalpinchuno.
Yes.
Sakudu Vishwamu Veruganu Vishweshwaruni Veruganu talanchavachunu.
Yes. So I think we should maybe next week or the week after that we should discuss what is moksha first. Then we will understand why Swami is connecting that problem.
But generally, we think we enter into Saguna Bhakti first only. Then only our mind can be concentrated upon Nirakara Nirguna Swami. Anyway, shall we? I think.
Okay, we'll close this. Taruna wanted to say something, it looks like.
No, brother, I have just checked. Everyone knows to. Sorry, Sairam, everyone. This is in regards to Brother Aruna has mentioned already the Global Akhanda Bhajan next week. Just to let you know, I know everyone here has know the place where we are going to have this Global Akhanda Bhajan. This is going to be at Sringeri Community Center, number 80 Bryden Drive, Toronto. So. So this is time is we are starting on November 11th at 5 p.m. and it goes for up to Sunday, November 12th, 6 p.m. So it's going to start with Veda chanting. So everyone encouraged to join for Veda chanting by 5 p.m. Thank you, Saira.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you. So Sairam, everyone, we'll close with Samastaloka and we'll meet in 2 weeks' time. Thank you very much, Saira. On the 19th, I guess. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.
Sairam, brother.
Sairam.
Sairam.